What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into another episode of the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports all the time. I'm Sports Director Trayvon Miles.
That's right, and I'm Brandon Bossert. We've got you all local sports all the time for the next half hour, and it's week 4 of the football season.
Yeah, welcome on into another episode of DSI. Of course, it is always, Brandon, great to see you
always
back
great
on
to be
the
back.
Greatest show in America. Brandon, we've got a lot to run down tonight. We will begin in Dagsboro. I was live there earlier. Seems like one of those rare occasions this year. A Woodbridge football game.
Yeah.
It actually happened. Coach
Get to
Jed
see the
Bell
Blue
and his
Raiders.
guys in just their second game of the year, taking on Indian River. And River came to play after forcing a 3-and-out to start the game on Bridges' first drive.
Man.
IR forces and recovers a fumble. That would lead to this. River Vickers, that's the kicker's name, 30-yard field goal, and River puts River up 3-0 to start this game.
Uh-oh.
Now, Woodbridge is one of the most talented teams in the state, so they would wake up. Quarterback Jordan Evans getting in for a 1-yard touchdown on a sneak. Very next drive, Evans got to hand it off to Jaden Bacon, and who doesn't like Bacon? Bacon sweeps it around the left side, 27 yards to the house. Blue Raiders up 13-3 at the half.
All right, let's go to the second half now. They give it to Bacon for some more.
That's good.
Sizzling down the sidelines right here. 76 yards all the way to the end zone. 3 touchdowns for number 5. Woodbridge blows the doors off in the second half to win 36-3. Impressive second half there. Here's Bacon and head coach Jed Bell after tonight's win.
We just adjusted our offense, then we just kept on working, moving, pounding the ball down the field.
Yeah, it was an eye-opener for sure. You know, it's been an interesting week for us, obviously playing 2 games in a matter of 4 days. You know, we kind of had to regroup and take a step back and look ourselves in the mirror a little bit and come out and play tougher football. Like I said, we're just grateful to be out here and grateful for the opportunity to play football. It's been an interesting year. It's been pretty documented what we've been through here recently, so just proud of my guys for buying in and finding a way to get it done.
Look, Brandon, Jed said it. Woodbridge came out flat tonight, not going to lie. I thought it was for a few reasons. The first, over the last few years, playing IR, the games against Woodbridge have not even been remotely close. So you kind of check out mentally, especially when you're dealing with high schoolers. The second reason was because I know these guys just played on Monday. I know they're 15, 16, and 17-year-olds, but there has to be some type of fatigue involved. If not physically, then definitely mentally. But like Jed said, give his guys credit. They fought through a rough stretch to start the game. I think they were scoreless until about 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Wow.
They leaned on that defense. They leaned on Jaden Bacon, and they got the victory. An ugly win. How can we say an ugly win and they win by 33 points?
36-3?
Yeah. So it's not an ugly win. And on top of that, they get Seaford next week. So there is that.
All right, I don't want to focus too much on the fact that they started off slow out there. It is a 48-minute game. They played all 48 minutes.
Yes, they did.
How impressive is it that these kids lost the first 2 weeks of the season, come back, play on Monday after
impressive.
2 days of practice, and then come right back tonight, 4 days later, another 3 days of practice.
Yeah.
They won 2 games this week by 71-3.
They're
with
talented.
5
They are
days of
very
practice.
talented.
I don't care who you're playing.
Yeah.
And look at the athletes on the field. This team is the real deal. Is Laurel going to contend with them? No. Will Delmar? Probably not. Not after seeing the Blue Raiders this week. I mean, this might be one of the only teams in the state that could do what they did this week. Got to tell you, the Division II playoff race is going to be interesting down the stretch. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Yeah.
All right, now let's move on to another team who is proving to be a playoff contender in the North. Caesar Rodney taking on Polytech. CR taking the field, looking to stay unbeaten tonight. Let's see if the Riders can break through the sign right here.
I don't know if they're going to get there.
There we go. Here they come.
They were sitting there for a while. I didn't think they were coming.
After forcing a 3-and-out on defense to start the game, the offense going to work. QB Tremere Woodland on the read option, and he outruns the defense to the pylon for 6. 2-point try good, and then ensuing Panther drive, ball snap past the head of the quarterback, Kevin Hudson, jumps on it to give it right back to the Riders on the 15-yard line. The next play, it's Woodland again. Read option, again he breaks it, following his blockers to the end zone untouched for 6, once again to make it a 14-point game, just 5 minutes in. And now, start of the second quarter, it's Woodland through the air this time. The high arcing ball. Who else, Trey? Who else but DeAndre Kale goes up and grabs that one. Unbelievable,
man,
this kid.
Well, watch this one.
Yeah, exactly. Next play action. The cameraman and the defense. Woodland rolls and finds Kale again in double coverage.
There he is.
What a stud this kid is up there in Camden. This time for the touchdown. CR took it 22-0 at half, and we're still looking for the score from that one. But, man, DeAndre Kale, he is putting up some highlights so far this season.
Yeah, it was CR a lot, Polytech a little bit. All right, now let's go over to Dover, another game that was very lopsided. The Senators hosting Sussex Central. Dover already down 27-0, and this will not help. Jordan Moran letting it fly, but triple coverage over there. You don't want to throw it over there. Sean McGee picking it off, running it all the way back close to midfield. Well, Central forced a punt. Dover with a few good runs to get the ball back into the red zone. At this point, we're just trying to get the goose egg off of the scoreboard at home. But turnovers. The handoff mishandled. The Knights fall on it. Central blanking Dover tonight at Dover, 34-0.
Man, Dover has lost a lot coming into this year. Let's move down to D-Town. Delmar welcoming in Milford, a north-south showdown in this one. In the fog once again. Milford recovering an onside kick to start this one. But the Wildcat defense steps up. Kevin Ryan with the sack to end the drive. Early second. Delmar punching it in right here. The pitch to Jalen Warner. And Warner takes the hit, but he sneaks in. Man, that kid, he took a hit right there. Marquise Gillis. He's one of the more talented runners in the state right here for Milford.
He is.
Senior taking the screen pass on fourth, and he would go all the way. Gillis delivers for the Bucks. Now check this out. Delmar quarterback Parker Lewis called out the screen before the snap right here. He called it. The ball bounces off the buck and into Delmar's hands. Warner would do the rest on the next drive. Delmar takes this one by a final of 20-13.
Look, Lake Forest just looking for a win wherever they could get it at this point. Taking on Seaford. Kendall Smith starting his crazy night off with a 5-yard rush up the gut. 2-point conversion also good. Lake up 8-0. The start of the second, guess who it is? Smith again slipping and sliding into the end zone for his second score of the night. Now Seaford would get some offense going. Malik Smith with a nice throw here to Avion Matthews, going up over 2 defenders for Lake to get that catch. But the Spartans weren't going to let them do it again. I think they tried it again one too many times. Still got a lot of defenders over there. Kendall Smith making a play on defense, same as the play in the third, and he was not finished. He shows he can play special teams as well. Great return here off of a low punt. Kendall Smith, he will probably be in our show later, looking at a potential player of the week right here as Lake Forest cruises to victory 35-0 over Seaford.
All right, Trey, now check this out. Laurel, who had been 3-0, went up to Bear to take on 1-2 Caravel. Hey, Laurel drops this one 20-14. Now, this doesn't hurt too much because it was out of conference, but still, this should calm some people's expectations for this team, right, Trey?
Well, I'm not saying I thought Laurel was great, but I did think that Caravel was pretty bad.
I mean, I thought they were better than this.
What we saw week 1 against Milford. So what do we make of that situation? All right, anyway, Smyrna christening the opening of Salesianum's new stadium tonight in Wilmington. The Eagles put up 42 points. They win by 2 scores over the Sows. 4 more touchdowns from quarterback Aiden Sanchez on his 18th birthday. Also on the graphic, Sussex Tech and Cape Henlopen. They will play tomorrow. This was a very fierce rivalry a couple of years ago, but both of these teams just looking for victories at this point in the season.
Hey, happy birthday to Aiden.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns. That's a pretty good way to celebrate.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, so we learned a few things tonight. The first, in the words of my good buddy Glenn Phillips, Laurel is who we thought they were, right? No?
Yeah,
no?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Maybe. All right. Also, we learned that IR is tougher than I thought, but Woodbridge clearly impressive. The amount of athletes that they have on the field at one time is more than I've seen in any of the time that I've been here this year. Also want to say Woodbridge, we talk about them being a D2 school. They have a lot of participants, and they have a really big team. They're probably the biggest team I've seen this year.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, this is going to be interesting coming down the stretch. We're in the final 3 weeks of the regular season.
Yeah, already.
And, I mean, let's look at the Henlopen South race. We got Delmar at 2-1, but they're 1-0 in conference.
Yeah.
We've got Woodbridge sitting there at 2-0. They're 2-0 in conference. We've got 3 more games for Delmar coming up in the Henlopen South. We've got 2 more games for Woodbridge coming up in the Henlopen South. And guess what? Because of week 1, these 2 teams didn't play each other.
Yeah.
So we could have the possibility that both of these teams come out of the season both 4-0 in the Henlopen South, and who's going to win that automatic bid from the Henlopen South to get into the Division II playoffs, where there's only 4 teams that make it?
Yeah, I'm not going to say any names, but Delmar, Woodbridge, get on the phone, get something going.
It would be so great to see them on the field.
We want to see you guys play. Woodbridge made it happen on a Monday. Delmar, what are we going to do? We're going to make it happen? Let's make it happen.
But, I mean, hey, both of these teams are going to try their best to make the playoffs, whether they play each other or not.
No.
It looks like Howard's going to win the Blue Hen. It looks like Tower Hill's going to go 5-0 and take one of those 4 spots. But then it just leaves it up to who gets the other 2 spots. Could it be both of them? Or could it be one of them and someone's left out? Who knows?
I'm not willingly playing Woodbridge, okay? If they're not on my schedule, we didn't make the game, I'm not just signing my kids up for that, especially if I'm trying to make the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's going to do it for the A block. When we come back, we had a couple of great volleyball matchups this week. We'll go through them when Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
So Coach Jed Bell from Woodbridge High School, and you guys are watching Delmarva Sports Insider.